Bonjour, and welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we are going to create our own French cafe. Stay tuned. Today we're making a classic sandwich you'll find in bakeries all over France, the poulet crudité sandwich. It's made with fresh French baguette, tender chicken, and lots of crisp vegetables. Simple, fresh, and perfect for lunch. Bonjour, aujourd'hui je vais vous montrer comment préparer un sandwich en poulet et crudité. Which means, hello, today I'm going to show you how to prepare a chicken and raw vegetable sandwich. Now, this sandwich is very, very popular and common in many French bakeries. You'll always find this type of sandwich, and we're going to try to make our own little French cafe. So we're going to make this French sandwich, and I'm going to make a little tiny side salad with it. We're going to have some French cheeses and crackers with it, and of course cornichon, and then we're going to have a nice little dessert, which is a croissant and some coffee. And we're going to probably have it out on the patio because it's a really nice, cool, actually on the borderline of cold day today in North Texas. It's probably one of our last cold days for the season. And we're going to enjoy it, making a special moment, and I hope you enjoy it. So the very first thing I'm doing here is I have this chicken, and I am just taking off the chicken breast because we're going to be using the chicken breast in our sandwich. Now, this could be done very roughly, informal. It doesn't have to have really pretty slices or anything like that. Now, you can, if you wanted to, buy chicken breast at the store, but you know what? I really like it from a fresh chicken here. So I'm cutting just some nice slices of chicken breast. That's the first step. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare our cheese and crackers. That's going to be part of our tray. So you want to get some really soft butter. Make sure your butter's been sitting out for a little bit. And I have these water crackers. These are just your classic water crackers. And I'm lightly buttering each cracker. Now, I love using these water crackers because they're very light, and since we're using the French baguette for our sandwich, we want to definitely make sure that it stands out on its own. So I'm preparing each little cracker. And you might be asking, what kind of cheese am I using? I'm using brie. This is soft ripened cheese. And also Gruyere cheese. After the cheese is on the crackers, I like to sprinkle some fresh chives on top. It's the way my dad always used to do it too. And make sure you use fresh chives. It really makes a difference. Our cheese and crackers completed, and they look really pretty. The next step is we want to cut up our vegetables. So I have a cucumber here, and I'm going to do a few slices of cucumber. Now you want your cucumber to be thinly sliced. And this is going to be part of our sandwich. Okay, I think that's a nice amount. We'll do maybe 2 more. Really nice. We also have a tomato. We're going to be slicing up tomato. Now your tomato can be just a little thicker than your cucumber. And you're going to see all these wonderful colors in our sandwich. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our carrots. Now I'm just using some shredded carrots. These are matchstick carrots. This is already washed and peeled, ready to eat, that I got at the store. And this is going to be very French, very traditional. And we probably want about a half a cup, approximately. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Maybe just a drop more. And we're also going to use some lemon juice. Approximately a tablespoon. Going to add a little salt and pepper to the carrots. Maybe half teaspoon of each. And then just give that a nice little mix. So now we have everything ready to make our sandwich. We have our chicken, we have our cucumbers, our tomatoes, our carrots, plus you want to get a nice leafy lettuce. So I have this green leaf lettuce right here, and we want to add that to our sandwich. Now on our French baguette, we're going to put mayonnaise on both sides and then start making our sandwich with the chicken and all the fresh vegetables. Okay, so we're back. Now I have my French baguette right here, and it's nice and warm because I put it in the oven just a little bit. And we're going to start to make our sandwich. Now, it's just me. Yvonne's at work. But if it was both of us, I would use this entire French baguette. But since it's just me, I'm going to use approximately maybe half of it. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it with my hand on top. And with the serrated knife, you just want to go through your bread. And as a little trick, get a damp towel and place it underneath your wooden board. So then this way, the board doesn't move. All right, so we have our, look at that. That does not look good, and it smells so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to get my mayo here, and I want to make sure that I coat the entire side with mayo. You want to do both sides. Just like that. Very nice. Now, some people like to take out a little bit of the inside. I'm not going to do that this time because I kind of like it. It doesn't bother me. But if you wanted to make a really nice sandwich, you could just take a little bit of that bread out because we're going to be filling this a lot. So I'm going to start placing my, you want to put down your chicken first. Now, one thing about using mayo, mayo is usually very salty. So I don't usually put a lot of salt. I mean, I have salt in the carrots, but what I am going to use is some pepper. So after my chicken, And I'm trying to pick out the really pretty pieces. I even like it with a little skin. I think it looks really nice with that. I'm going to use just a little freshly cracked black pepper on it. Next, I want to use my carrots that have been in a little olive oil and lemon and salt and pepper. And we're going to place that on top. Look at those colors. And see, this amount is just right for this sandwich. Next, we want to put on our cucumbers. So you could already see how pretty this is starting to look. And then our tomatoes. Put our tomatoes on top. A very classic French. I'm going to get my leafy lettuce. So I got my leafy lettuce here. I'm just going to place it on this side. I just want to place it on the opposite side. And it's looking really nice. And the last thing I want to add is some chives. And I'm adding some chives to the top of the tomato. Okay. Beautiful sandwich. And I'm going to get the top and just place it right on top. See how nice that looks? And you can see all the colors. And it just makes a pretty presentation. Now, at an angle, you want to cut your sandwich in half. That's why it's so important to have a serrated knife. And look at that. Look at that sandwich, how beautiful. Now we're going to arrange it very nicely on a wooden board with our cornichons and also our cheese and crackers too. Stay tuned. Okay, the next thing we want to make is our tiny arugula salad. Now I have this baby arugula here, and notice how small it's just in this little tiny bowl, and it's going to fill up this little wooden brown bowl. Now don't forget, this is a side. This is not a big salad. I know in America they will serve these huge salads, but sometimes that's for a main course. But this is just a little tiny side. So we're just going to use some arugula. It's nice and peppery. One tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of red wine vinegar. I'm going to use a half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. A tiny, tiny bit of lemon juice, just a couple of drops. And that's our dressing. And we're going to just stir that, blend that, mix that together. Now here's my salad. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to toss or put the dressing over the salad. Give it a little toss. And here I'm using some baby spinach. And I'm just going to mix that together. So I got my arugula and my spinach mix. And then I'm going to just top it with some fresh lemon zest. Look how pretty that looks. And we definitely want to add some chives on that. And that is my little tiny side salad to go along with my sandwich. How pretty is that? Okay, so next we're going to make our beverage. Now, of course, since this is a French cafe, you can have wine. Maybe you are going to use your favorite French wine. But since it's the daytime, and I think I'm just going to do a classic lemon and sparkling water. All right, so this is how we're going to make it. Okay, so for the first thing you want to do is add your sparkling water. I'm using this shaker here. And you can use any sparkling water you want. I'm just using LaCroix. And then we're going to use we're taking half of a lemon and using the juice. And then we want to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay, it's already fizzing up. Okay, excellent. And we're just going to shake that. Now, this does not have ice in it, so my sparkling water was in the refrigerator, so it's nice and cold. Okay. Nice. So I'm going to pour it into this beautiful glass here. Very nice. And then you do want to add a lemon slice to the glass. Just let it float on top, just like that. And there you have it, a beautiful beverage, very classic, and very refreshing. Cheers. So now we're arranging it on the plate, and I put some 2 large leafy lettuce underneath the sandwich just for presentation. And of course, we have our wooden bowl with our little side salad, and then our cheese and crackers with the chives on top and the buttery crackers. This looks like a wonderful French lunch. Typical French, something you would definitely see in a French cafe. All right, so now let's start eating. Well, hopefully you enjoyed your time here at La Café de Yvonne Douglas. Et voilà, c'est prêt. Bon appétit. Merci d'avoir regardé en bientôt, which means, and there you have it. It's ready. Enjoy your meal, and thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.